Hello everyone. If you're watching this, you've probably finished the course and are just curious to see how I finished our golf extra credit program. So let's go ahead and look at it. I'm picking up right where I left off in our last video with only output text being outputted by this function. So let's take out this temp paragraph and let's look at this. So we have our golf score, compute golf score function. We'll get the hand and then we need to declare score equals 0 and loop through. So for I equals 0, I is less than, so let's see here. We need to turn this into an array. All right, so I'm actually going to, let's see, so let's look at this. Number 8 says golf score. So we need to rename our function to just be golf score. I'll paste that down here. I'm going to make another function here. It says function generate array. And I'm going to have that be called by the user. Okay. And then in here, I'm going to take in this input from the user and I'm going to loop through this. So first of all, I need an array. So golf array equals user or golf hand dot split. Okay, because golf hands is a string at the moment, and we'll split that into an array. And now we'll have an array of strings, okay, which is great. You know, we might have some strings, but we also need some numbers in there. So let's convert those numbers to strings, okay? So we'll have our loop here, I equals 0, I is less than golf array dot length, I plus plus. And then in here, we're going to check to see if it's a number, okay? I can't just check to see if it's a number because right now they're all strings, but there is a function in JavaScript called is not a number, like that, okay? So in this case, I'm going to negate that, and I'm going to parse int array at index of I, okay? So right here, I'm going to try to parse the element at the index in this array, okay? And if that's not a number, then we're not going to do anything. However, if it's not a number, aka if it is a number, then we are going to say array at index of I equals parse int array at index of I. Okay, so here I'm going to test and parse it. Okay, if that gets a not a number error, then it's not going to do anything. If it passes, okay, and if that error isn't present and this whole thing is false, then we'll parse it for reals and change that value in our array from a string to a number. Okay, so that'll give us numbers in our array where we actually have numbers, even though they're currently strings. Okay, and then this down here, I'm going to hold Control Shift up arrow a couple of times. We're going to output from here, and I'll just say your score is plus golf score, and we'll pass in that golf array plus a period. Okay, I just realized I named this incorrectly. Okay, so we have our generated array. Let's test this and make sure that it works. Okay, that'll give us a big old ugly error. All right, so I'm going to copy the file path, paste it here, make sure I'm working in the right file. Calculate golf score. So if I say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, comma, king. Let's see what we get. So I'm going to put a breakpoint inside of my generate array function. Okay, so we have our string right here. Now we have an array of strings, and then we're going to loop through. Okay, so we have golf array, index of I is 0. So we'll look at that, see what it is. That is a string of 1. So if we try to parse that, we get the number 1, which doesn't give us that error. So we'll come into here and actually parse it and reassign that value the number of 1. Okay, coming again, it gets parsed over and over again. And this time, let's see what I is. I is currently 4, which will be this guy right here. So to go in one more time. Now I is 5. Okay, so golf array at index of I is king. If I try to parse that, let's see what this gives us. Not a number. Okay, so let's check this is not a number function. That'll be true. Okay, so is this whole thing false or true? It's false. Okay, so we won't go in there. We'll leave the king as he is. Okay, and then we'll come in here. Here's our new golf array, ready to rock and roll. Okay, so that function's good to go. That came up as undefined because we're not returning anything here. Okay, so let's come back into here and let's work on this golf score function, which is the one that we actually have to do. Okay, this I guess will do part of our work for us, making sure we have a good array. Okay, so loop through hand, be sure that numbers are actually number data types that we can work with. Good. If strings, king, queen, or jack, add 10 for those, else add integer. Okay, so I'm going to copy this loop right here and paste it. We do need, did they give us a specific header type? They did not. Okay, so I can name this anything I want. I'll just say golf array. Okay, and then we'll loop through golf array. I don't care at this point if it's a number or not because we already did that. But var score I'm going to declare up here, and then we're just going to return score. Okay, now the fun stuff. In here, we need to check to see, I could check for king, queen, or jack, which would be 3 if statements or several switch statements. If I wanted to, or if the user wanted to, they might type in a lowercase queen or an uppercase jack or all caps queen, king, something like that. So if I could find a way to search for a string, a logical way to say, hey, is this a string? If it is, add 10. If not, we'll add whatever the number is. Okay. And the way that you can do that in JavaScript is say if type of, and we'll say golf array at index of I is equal to string. Okay. Then score plus equals 10, else, score plus equals golf array at index of I, because that'll already be a number that we can add. Okay, and if you wanted to Google that, you could say JavaScript if string, and you could come up with probably basically this exact same thing. Okay, so let's try this out. I can remove this, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and king. See what we get. So we should get 9, 12, 14, 15, 25. Your score is 25. Nice. If I add another queen, or if I add a queen, score should be 35. Notice right here, if I add anything, because of the way that I wrote this program, that'll just be another string, and it would add that on there. Okay, so multiple ways to do this. This is a very concise way of checking for all of our strings. But yeah, that's how I did it. So if you have any questions, just let me know, but I hope that this helped to clear up any questions that you may have had. So thanks for watching.